Welcome everybody, Red Arrow 23 here. Today we're going to be adding another play to the playbook. We've got Mac is going to show us how to do Orbifold. Let's boom this beach! So here we go, we've got the 6 o'clock core rush on Orbi. Angry Mac from G-Vibe is going to be showing us this one. So let's have a look. Be sure to count out your GBE, the timing. So I think this attack started with about 1 minute 35 on the clock. Sometimes that's useful if you're planning on doing anything else, like using greens to clear, say, the beach machine guns or something, or you just need it to gather some more GBE, something like that. Sometimes it's useful. So here we go. Let's kick it into 2 times, and got a nice flare landing. Adding there must be brick into the mix. Barraged out some mines first of all, and we're gonna walk on up to 5:30, about 6 o'clock, flaring on, and there we go. Send out some critters, send out some shocks, and we will just hammer the core with the early med kit. That's called confidence, sometimes seen as cockiness or arrogance, but I believe it's just some good old-fashioned confidence. It's a great one from Mac. Let's break it down. So first things first, we need to clear the way. So we've got these mines here. You can see that most of them are level 20. Haven't seen anything that's not. Obviously you need to be aware of the level of these mines. You can afford to hit one of anything up to level 21 mine, but you can't hit a level 22 without troop health, and that's what we're not about. We're not about troop health. You can actually hit a max mine with Iron Will activated. Random fact. Don't think it will ever be useful because it seems like a lot of GBE, but there you go. So we got the flare landing. You usually want to keep this in a perfect 45-degree angle. If you follow these boom cannons and power cell, they're all sort of in a straight line. So you can use that as sort of your guideline, and you can put like a dollar bill or a ruler on your screen and just measure that. Or just like follow that straight line. So you want to be a little bit further over, probably where brick is where you want all the Zookas to be. So usually I throw my flare for my flare landing past the point that I actually want to go, and then I can flare up as they're still grouped up. So here we go. It's going to work out nicely. We're going to flare up, and what we're doing here is we're flaring anywhere between the beach and our destination in a perfect 45-degree angle. You could probably do a flag landing on this one and use a gather flare. If you want to do that flare landing, what you can also do is, if you do the flare landing and it works out perfectly, you can flare straight up to your finishing point, drop your first couple of smokes. You see the machine gun comes into range really early. Drop your first smoke, maybe 2, and then drop brick, and she'll catch up. But you got to leave room for her because all of these boats are going to be in the way initially. So once they move over a little bit, then you can throw brick into the mix and she will catch up, I promise. So here we go. We might clip this level 20 mine, and that is okay. Doesn't look like we're going to, so just watch this path. It's working out pretty well, and he throws his last 2 smokes pretty much at the same time. Zooka's getting close to the edge of that smoke on the right hand side, but that's all good. And then we can flare onto the core from there. Accidentally went into 4 times speed, but that's all good. This is what we wanted to see anyway. So now you just need to look around the core, and you want to see what is in range. If there are any machine guns close to you, this flamethrower is just out of range. These machine guns are in range, but this one is out. And the shock launchers and rocket launchers around are obviously definitely going to be in range, as well as some of the mortars. Rocket launchers on the right hand side. This one's out of range for 6 o'clock, but is in range for 3 o'clock. Those are sort of the 2 positions that you normally rush from, is either 6 or 3. And sometimes there's rocket launchers down low somewhere in here, and you will be in range of them, and that'll take into account, once you count all the shocks for each position, that'll be the best position that you want to go to. And then you want to be activating your battle orders and hammering the core. So you can see that we've got the shock that gets all 6 defenses is obviously a fairly easy shock. The quad shock is even easier. This is 6 because we wanted that. We didn't actually need that flamethrower, but he's accidentally got 6. Got 6 over here. and that works out quite well. There's not too many hard shocks on Orbifold usually. Depends on the layout. Like some of these are sometimes machine guns and you have to sort of get more than just 6. Actually, is most often is just 6. So make sure you get your groups of 6 all nice. If you're not sure if you're going to be able to throw your shocks, make sure you get a critter in between you and the rocket launchers, say. So if you threw... critters aren't too good an option for 6 o'clock unless the rocket launchers are behind you, and you can throw the critters into these sniper towers, which is going to protect you from the sniper towers because they only pick you off one Zuka per second, but 1 Zuka per second times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is 10 Zukas every second that you're going to lose. Across a 10-second shock, there's 100 Zukas. Is that right? Wow, there's a lot of Zukas. So yeah, with battle orders, you're going to be hammering the core. Let's check it out. We've also got some boom cannons in range, but not too worried about them. I think he threw some critters a little bit after the shocks, which is all good. Wanted to make sure we got all of the shocks out without running out of GBE. And now they can be distracting everything. Got a reshock on the quicker of the defenses. So the shock launcher and machine guns are going to be distracted, are going to be shocked. And then the rocket launchers can be distracted by the critters for a split second whilst he medkits the core for the win. So let's have one quick look at that because there's a very quick core rush. We'll just have another quick look on the way through. We've obviously got options on the landing. We can either do a flare landing as Mac is displaying, and from the landing, right, first things first, barrage the mines. If you need to drop an artillery, make sure there's no mines behind these sniper towers. Sometimes there are. Make sure you barrage and you artillery so that you can only hit 1 mine, assuming it is less than level 22. Then you want to do either a flare landing or a flag landing. If you do a flare landing, you can flare directly up to the spot above the sniper towers or wherever your finishing spot is, and they'll stay nice and grouped. You want to drop your brick in behind. Make sure you get your smokes out before the machine guns get in range, because you don't want to get popped off by those as they are updated. If you are doing a flag landing or you just need to group your Zukas, you can use that intermediary sort of anchoring flare or grouping flare. And then once you get to your spot, you just need to be looking for your shocks, whether there's rocket launchers below or not. Then you can flare the core, activate your brick whilst you're under the smoke. If you didn't know, you can activate brick whilst she's under smoke, her battle orders, as long as she doesn't peak between then and your smoke expiring, then it won't matter. If she does peak, it's going to activate battle orders then, which isn't going to help you, but that's all good. So you activate battle orders. Max had a little bit of trouble with that in the past, and then you just throw all your shocks. So it'll be something like you get under the smoke, you know brick's not going to go out of the smoke, so you go battle orders, flare the core, just wait for the perfect moment, and then critters, shock, or however many shocks you got. So there we go. And then because it's such a short walk, if you are fully boosted, you are going to have enough for some sort of second round. So be sure to chuck out like a critter and then a shock. And it should just keep you alive for maybe 1, maybe 2 salvos more. And there you go. Angry Mac has done it with a medkit. I love it. So that's the Orbifold 6 o'clock or 5:30 core rush. Let us know in the comment section down below if you would have done this map any differently, for what reason and how. And give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and subscribe for more Boom Beach.